Okay, I'm back at Woodward Family Cemetery, and we've done some work 2 weeks ago. Or actually, no, it was last Monday. We did some work and we started working on this monument here. So what we had was the piece right here with the names on it was right here. You can kind of see where it's planted. So it was off, and then somebody stacked this piece on top of here so they could probably sit on it or put their beers on it. So we came up here, me and a couple buddies came up here for tripod hoist, and we worked on that. We mortared it and we put that on there. We lifted the spire here. We had it up right beside it, but my tripod hoist isn't tall enough, so I bought some extensions there today at Menards, and I'm going to be working on, so that way we can get this up. That spire is about 6 feet, and the base alone here, just these series of pieces that makes up this base, is about 5 feet. So we're looking at least around 12 feet tall total when this thing is standing. It's kind of crazy how tall this base part is alone, actually, because if I walk up to it, this piece here is up to my chest, and I'm about 6 foot tall. So that's about how tall that is. So then we've been finding more headstones since the last time I posted about Woodward. We found Deborah Woodward here. They're all covered up. Been covered it. I have a video of me uncovering it. And yeah, she was 69 years old. She died in 1871. And it says wife of Asa, so what I was thinking was I thought she was the wife of this Asa. I flip him over. I thought she was the wife of this Asa. So just a story on this guy. This is Asa Woodward, and he died in 1870. And he was on a steamboat, Raven, which the boiler blew up, and him and a couple others drowned. It actually says on its stone right here, it says was blown up on SB Raven. You see, here's a pilot. Another pilot passed away, so it was him and another pilot, and another person was like an apprentice. The bottom of his stone is right here, so somebody broke it in half. The base is here. But back to Deborah. That's not his wife because the dates don't match up. That's actually his mom. That's his mother. And I found that out because his father's name was Asa as well. So there's an Asa Sr. I'm not sure if Asa Sr. is buried here or not. I can't find a stone for him. But that doesn't really mean anything because we have multiple stones and pieces here. Somebody just went through and really, kicking the stone over is one thing, but breaking the pieces and throwing them around. All these pieces weren't like this one. We came up here. They're thrown around. There's at least 3 to 4 different stones right there. Then there's a piece here, which I'm leaving because of where I found it. And it definitely goes that one big stone down there, like the big pieces. So they'll wind up with this piece here and a couple of those big pieces. But anyway, just to give you a story of what I've discovered, I've been doing her ancestry. Deborah here is the mother. There was an Asa Sr., not sure if he's buried here or not. And then there was 4 brothers. So the 4 brothers are Asa, who was killed in the steamboat Raven. Daniel. Now Daniel's the guy on the monument here. And 2 wives. These are his 2 wives on the monument. So here's Daniel. That's brother number 2. Brother number 3 is actually this broken piece. James M. So that's the 3rd brother. And then the 4th brother, he has like the most unique stone I've ever seen, by the way. It's Henry. This is a very nice stone. I've never seen anything like this. They were all steamboat pilots and captains. And the family still does it to this day, actually. They did it before they came here, and they still do it. But yeah, that stone is nice. I'm so glad they didn't break that. And it has a little key slot here. You can kind of see it right here. It ends here and ends here, and it just goes in space. It just goes right in. Here is Charles Woodward. This is Henry's son. And I found out who, because it says eldest son of H.C. So that's Henry. And A.S. So you know who's A.S.? Well, I looked that up. I'm not sure if she's buried here either. Probably will never know. But that's Abigail Woodward. So, starting to get the picture here. You know, you got the parents probably, if the father's here, so that's the mother. You got the 4 siblings. They were all steamboat pilots. Daniel actually has a steamboat named after him. That's probably why he has one of the most notable monuments here. Once we get it all the way up. It's going to be the biggest monument I've ever lifted. You can see several of them were masons. You got an empty base here, and then there's more pieces that we found near it. So it's hard to tell how many people are actually buried here, and actually how many stones were busted and thrown around. I mean, I just hope I can find them all. But thanks to my research, I do know 2 of these stones. Because, you know, this one over there is James. And one right here, I think this is actually part of it because it says DW. Daniel had a Daniel Woodward Jr. that passed away. He was either a year old or he was less than a year old. So Mr. Daniel here had an infant pass away on him. It's very interesting history here. We raked and stuff. We cleaned a bunch of trees. We really opened this up. It's just been a while since I've actually came up here and did a full video on it. But we're working up here. We're trying to do our best to see what we can figure out. I've just never seen vandalism like this before. I've seen stones kicked over, sure, but you know, a tree doesn't do that. A tree doesn't break stones up like this and throw them around, man. So I don't know. That's going to make it really hard to work on this very historic cemetery. We're going to try our best, though. You know, but the big thing is starting with this monument here. That is going to be like the crucial point, getting it up with my big tripod hoist. I'll post pictures along with the video and stuff of what my tripod hoist looked like, and a couple pictures of us lifting these pieces here. Me and thinking about seeing if I can. Wouldn't be much because this is a very small cemetery compared to other cemeteries I work on, but might even see if we can put a fence around it. You know, connect it over there somewhere. Because it did have an original fence actually, and I moved it up here, but somebody already ripped it up and bundled it up anyway. So I'm not sure why people do that, but this is the original fence for it. It was already bundled up. All I did, I just moved it out of the way. Somebody went through and just tore this whole cemetery apart. The stories I'm getting is it was kids and teenagers that were partying. That's the stories I'm getting. But, you know, who knows? Well, yeah, you got pieces of bases. Let's see, that's like that's not even a quarter of a base. That's like 1/16 of a base. Another piece to a base. That looks like almost a full base there. That probably is the full base. Just needs to put together. My buddy Terry found this. Look at this. And you know, at first it doesn't look like something, or you might think it's a base, but what we're thinking that's the bottom to the headstone. So I'm thinking that might be James' stone, and it goes there. And even more confusing is there's a bunch of concrete everywhere. See, like there's just concrete around this tree, so I don't know if that signifies that there was a headstone there or what. But yeah, that's Woodward Cemetery. Here's a footstone swath that we found. It probably goes to Deborah here. Again, you know, it's working on cemeteries is really just putting pieces together. The Daniel and his 3 wives are buried right here. This is his footstone, and those two have fieldstones. So that one's in good shape. It looks like somebody broke this one somehow. So that's how they're buried. They got footstones to show you where they're buried. So yeah, this is Woodward Cemetery. And I'll cut it here. We'll see y'all around.